YouTube, what is going on, guys? No, it's not your man Average. We're Man Elite back with another video today. Hope you guys are doing fantastic as always. Today, guys, we got playbook number 17 for my 32 NFL team playbook series, where we are taking every one of the 32 NFL team playbooks, trying to find the most unique mini scheme in that playbook, taking it into mud head-to-head and trying to win a game with it. Today, guys, we got the Chargers playbook. We are going to be running the Y off trio week. There's a couple playbooks that have this formation. Only two are usable. I think it's the Chargers and the Saints are the only two playbooks that are usable with this. Let me go and move the face cam real quick over here for the audibles. We'll start off with the audibles. We got stock H option is going to be killer against cover 2. We got outs, audible number 2, sticking up, audible number 3, and PA wide receiver in as audible number 4. All right, so first play we're going to go over is shock H option. We're gonna run it against cover 2. This is not a play I would run against cover 3, cover 4, man, nothing else other than cover 2. Really what you just need is that safety on the right and the corner on the right to be in a cover 2 shell. You need the corner to be in the flat and you need the safety on that right side to be in the deep half. All we're gonna do is we're gonna set it up just like this. We're gonna put X on a streak, circle on an out route, square on a slant. You can block the running back, you can put him on an out route, whatever you want. If your opponent's blitzing you, you know, you can kind of go off of that, but I like to block the running back just to have extra time. We'll go ahead and hike it, and you will be able to see you pass lead this to the right up the sideline. You're able to swerve catch this, rack it, possession catch it if you need to. If your opponent has like deep route KOs, deep zone KOs, whatever, go ahead and possession catch that on the sideline. But this is going to be open pretty much every single time, even if your opponent has 30-yard flats. If your opponent's using 30-yard flats, you might have to, right there we just get absolutely screamed at. But if your opponent has 30-yard flats, you are going to need a little bit more time to throw this, but you are going to be able to fit that over the 30-yard flats. We'll go ahead and run that one more time to see if we can rack it right here. And if you rack it perfectly, you get a really good rack animation. I couldn't get it right there, but you get like a really glitchy rack animation where you get like a speed boost. All right, guys, next play we're going to audible over to outs. Let me go ahead and change the defense. Actually, this is something that I would run against cover 3, cover 4, pretty much anything else. I mean, you can still run it against cover 2. Let's go ahead and call outs right here, and we'll just go up against cover 3. This play right here is a play that I would prefer to use against somebody that's blitzing a decent amount. Really, all I'm going to do here is put square on an in route. So that's the setup right there. I mean, if you want to, you could put the running back on an out route. If your opponent's running man, or you think your opponent's going to run man, pretty much every route on the screen right here is going to be able to beat man, except the tight end flat. I mean, depending on who's manned up to him, sometimes if a linebacker is manned up to him, he will beat man off the snap, so you could snap throw it. But every route right here is going to be able to beat man again. Your opponent's not really running man, you don't have to run the out route by triangle. I kind of prefer the out route though, so we're going to run it just like this, and you're really just, you know, trying to make a high-low read on the right side. If your opponent goes to use the post is going to be open in the middle against pretty much every zone. So that's going to get open against pretty much anything as long as your opponent doesn't user it. So yeah, that's pretty much the only setup we're going to be running out of that. This isn't really a play that we're going to have too many setups out of. All right, now next play we're going to call stick and up. Now this play right here is going to be kind of our money play. It's going to be the play that we're kind of trying to revolve the offense around. I like to set it up just like this. We're going to block the tight end and put the running back on an out route, and we can keep the R1 route just like that. There's a couple ways we can do this. We can keep the R1 route. That zig route does beat man, and you can see right here it's a perfectly delayed route. It's like delayed just enough for it to be able to get in the middle of the field, and for those two routes to cross each other in the middle of the field to make your opponent really have to decide whether he wants to go up and use the deep route or come down and bait the whip route right there going to the inside. But the other way that we can do this is we could put R1 on a streak or a fade. The R1 route over here on the right is going to be able to pull any deep zone. If you have an outside quarter, you're playing against cover 4, cover 3, cover 2, any deep zone on that right side, the R1 route is going to be able to pull that. And then we can put circle on a slant just like this. And really we're trying to have time here. See if your opponent chooses the slant. If he leaves the slant open, obviously not a situation you would throw the slant right there. But if he leaves the slant open, you got the slant underneath. But let me show you guys what it looks like when you go ahead and roll out. We'll go ahead and just set it up the same. Sometimes I like to slide protect the O-line right here to the right. You can double team this guy depending on your opponent's blitzing or not. We'll go ahead and hike it though. And you will be able to see if you roll out right here, you roll out that square route. is going to be able to get open against just about anything. If your opponent has 30-yard flats that will get open, you just have to wait a little bit longer, and you have to make sure that you roll out if your opponent is using 30-yard flats. If you don't roll out, it's just not going to work. Now, if you want to make the route a little bit deeper, obviously you can smart route it. The square route, you see it runs a little bit deeper. If you want to get over those 30-yard clouds a little bit quicker, and you know that you're going to roll out to the right, you can go ahead and smart route that if it's like a 1st and 10, 2nd and 10. All right, now the next play we're going to go over will work against any coverage in the game. Cover 2, cover 3, man, even match, just about anything. This is going to be our everything beater, I guess you can say. We're going to put R1 on a streak. For this setup right here, there's a couple ways we're going to set it up. We're going to put X on a crosser, and we're going to put square on a smoke screen, just like this. And we want to keep the play action here in this case, just because it does kind of screw with the some blitzes in the game. So we'll go ahead and hike it, and you will see that crosser holds that 3rd down just enough, and you can go ahead and pass lead that up, and it's a wide open touchdown every single time. And again, it is going to work against cover 4. The other way we can set this up is we'll go and audible to it. We can put the square wide receiver on a comeback, put R1 on a streak, and you can leave the tight end on that route. Or if you want to block the tight end, you can go and just put triangle on an out route, just like this. Up to you. We'll go ahead and hike it, but you will be able to see the comeback route over here is going to pull down that 3rd. Probably not as well, but you can see it's still an option if you want to be able to do that. Now, the other way that we can set up this beater, and is honestly probably the best way to set this beater up, is putting square on anything short going to the inside. You can put them on a slant, you can put them on an in route, you can put them on a drag, any short route going to the inside, you can put them on whatever you want. I kind of prefer the slant just because it tends to pull your opponent's user down a little bit easier, just because it runs a little further. You're going to put the running back on the wheel route. You need the running back wheel route in this case, and R1 on a streak. We're going to run it just like this, and you're going to notice the wheel routes are glitchy for bombs. It's going to pull down that corner in the 3rd. I threw that a little terrible right there. Pass lead it inside. Definitely don't want to pass lead that inside. We'll go ahead and run that again. Hopefully we actually have time to throw this again. This is definitely going to be a setup that you're going to need time with. There we go. We got it right there. Pass lead up, and you can see that's wide open right there. The only reason I like this is because the running back is also always an option. If your opponent's playing like over the top or whatever, you can always instantly throw the running back. Hey, what you doing, huh? That's pretty much it for the plays and the audibles. As far as the runs, it does have a base, it has an inside zone, so it has pretty much everything you need as far as run plays go. Where is it? Right here we got the base, and if we scroll down right there we got the inside zone, and it does have a draw. Draws are terrible in this game, so that's not a play that I would run right there. Another play I want to go over real quick is deep out over here. We're gonna go ahead and call that. It's pretty much going to be another beater. It's going to be pretty similar to this PA wide receiver in. We're going to put R1 on a streak, go ahead and block the tight end, and again you can set it up pretty much the same way. The only difference with this, we're going to put the running back on a wheel route, same exact setup. You guys see it's the exact setup from the last play. The only difference from this is the skinny post runs a little bit quicker if your opponent is running something like cover 2 or cover 3. This will get over a cover 4 shell, but it's going to work best against a cover 2 and cover 3. Go ahead and hike it, and you can see right here, pass lead it to the left. Normally, if it's cover 4, there's going to be a quarter right there. This post right here takes a little bit longer to clear that quarter. So again, like I said, this is going to be something to run against cover 2, cover 3 if you want it to run a little bit quicker. This is going to absolutely destroy cover 2. I would prefer this play over the PA wide receiver in against cover 2. Especially because when people run cover 2, they usually blitz most of the time. So we're going to run it again. You can see this is going to work every single time. Go ahead and pass lead to the left, wide open touchdown, hit a spin or something, and you're out of there. And the one other play I do want to go over is this cross play right here. Cross play. The only reason I do like calling this play, or it looks like a good play, is the stock backside in route by circle. The R1 route, you can keep them on that. Like, you can call this play stock, honestly. You can just block the tight end or put him on an out route. Either block him or put him on something going to the right to pull any flats over there, put him on like a flat route, whatever. But what I would prefer doing with R1 is putting him on a crosser. Put him on a crosser, put him on something going deep, because that R1 route, that stock route, I just feel like it's too shallow. Unless your opponent is definitely playing underneath, which you never really know. putting them on the crosser is just 1,000 times better. Maybe you can run this on the short side. We're going to be calling the trips on the wide side every single time, but this is the one play where I think it's okay to call the trips on the short side, just because the crosser is going to have more room to get over those 30-yard clouds. So we'll go ahead and hike it, and you could see if your opponent uses that deep route, you are going to have circle over here underneath pretty much every time. Now this particular play right here is definitely something I would call if your opponent's blitzing a lot. If they're playing a lot of coverage, this is definitely not a play I would go to. You can put the running back on an in route also out of the backfield. Always a good option. Running back will also pull any flat zones over there to the right, so it'll give you more room to be able to throw that circle route, the backside in route, or the crosser, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the mini scheme. I feel like we covered pretty much every money play. We do have plays like corner strike, which in my opinion are not that great from this formation. We got a couple other plays like in go. You know, it's kind of the same thing as cross, it just doesn't have the backside in route. Never gonna have to call that, honestly. Stick, never gonna have to call that. Same thing with verticals. Not really a play I think needs to be called, just because all of the other plays are so good. But of course, if you want to add those in, feel free to add those in. They're still pretty good plays. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this mini scheme. If you guys want to try something new and unique, a lot of people don't run this. People have ran this in years past, but I haven't really seen anybody run this year. I don't know if it's going to be good next year, but hey, the year's almost over. If you want to try something new, go ahead and give this a shot. And again, guys, if you are brand new to the YouTube channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on so you guys don't miss when I upload a new YouTube video. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, stay safe. Peace.